we can't talk about your legacy without talking about Jalen Rose,
right?
And so we're all just curious, will there ever be a time when you two will have a conversation, and where does your relationship stand with Jalen Rose now?
We don't really have a relationship. You know, I've never talked about anything with the Fab Five or anything, and so when he broke that code, you know, to what I feel further his career, that hurt me as a man.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't love us.
Yeah.
That's how we built the Fab Five. They don't love us. So to give them what they want and become one of them now when you can always be yourself and hold your integrity, that really hurt me. And so we're brothers, and so I love him, you know, but he was on some.
Okay, so that was Chris Webber, again, on Sway in the Morning. Jalen, I know that you had something you wanted to say in response. We will give you the floor.
So I'm not going to relitigate so many things that were said in the last couple of days of Chris Webber's interviews. I watched one with Dan Patrick and Reggie Miller, another with Tiki Barber, and obviously I watch Sway every day, actually, and I'm a fan of those of the show. But here's what I will say. As I sit in the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, I talk to young people all of the time about problem solving, decision making, and how to do conflict resolution. So I'm not going to do that in the media in any way, shape, or form, but here's what I will say. Everything that I've said about the journey at the University of Michigan and about the Fab Five was a we thing, not a me thing. If you look back at all of the comments that I made, it was about how I felt he should apologize to the University of Michigan, how I felt he did Ed Martin, rest in peace, unjustly, somebody that did so very much for his family, his friends, and to help further what he was trying to get accomplished as a basketball player. And for people I felt like were voiceless in the situation, like Steve Fisher, who hasn't been acknowledged by the University of Michigan and deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and by people that don't consistently work in the media and didn't have long NBA careers like Ray Jackson and Jimmy King. So these conversations really just started happening in 2011. We left school in 1993. So there was an 18-year period where nothing was being said. So at some point, all of these individuals were coming to me and they were asking me, they were like, hey, we need you to be the voice of reason for this situation. So again, I'm not going to go back and forth through the media with this. I know that he's trying to reactivate his Hall of Fame candidacy, and he wants to put out a documentary, and he wants to sell a book. I get all of that. It's all love. It's 100. But again, I don't need to talk about him to further my career. I don't sell out. I am not a media shield. I do not sell my soul in order to talk about sports on television. I'm frank about what I do. I'm legitimate about my craft, and I hope that these conversations don't continue to happen. Because I'm not going to do this every time he do an interview. Go back and talk about what he said. Was it right? Was it wrong? I'm honest. I'm 1,000 about what I speak. There's no, in any way, shape, or form, there's no lie in me. So hopefully that level of the relationship that he has with the school can be repaired, and then the legacy of the Fab Five and the University of Michigan can be unlocked for all of the individuals that I discussed.
Well said. All right, Jalen, thank you very much for that. I know how incredibly personal this is and significant to you. We will leave it there.